New Caledonia. One of my best friends I ever had in my life is from New Caledonia. I used to go there all the time to visit. But where it's located is right here. Fiji is over here, and Australia is over here. So it's between Fiji and Australia, just north of New Zealand. And it consists of four major islands. No, four islands and some smaller ones, but four islands. But the one you want to go to is the one that Noumea is on. I'll do it this way. The island is like this, and Noumea is down here. That's the capital, main city. And you can drive around it. You can go up here, come back here, come over here. And this side is greener. It's the windward side. This is the leeward side. It was used during the war as a, I guess, was a military base, U.S. I think it was an Air Force, because I remember seeing runways up here. But it's a lot of cattle on the west side. I guess that's what, yeah, west side. Cattle ranches. It reminds you a little bit almost of West Texas. It's really dry and barren over there. But you go on around to the east side, and it's beautiful. Waterfalls, green, palm trees, excellent beaches. It's really nice over here. And it stays nice until it gets back to Noumea. And then as you go up, it gets kind of dry and ugly. But I highly recommend going to New Caledonia. You mainly go for World War II history and just to see it. It's French. The people speak French and their local language. It's it's a Melanesian island. The people are dark and wonderful people. It's a really nice place to go, but it's expensive. It's probably one of the most expensive islands other than French Polynesia and that you can go to, because everything is expensive. And it's very French. But there's some islands here and here that you can fly to. And my favorite one is down here. And that's Ile de Pin, Isle of Pine Trees. And it has pure white sand beaches. It has caves you can explore, millions of palm trees. Right at one of the major beaches, it's a crescent type beach with billions of palm trees everywhere. And the white sand, there's a hotel there and you can stay there. Now, there's not a lot you can do except tour some of the caves, which are nothing, they're not commercialized. And but they're interesting. But take a local person to guide you through it. Ask the hotel, say, yeah, I want to go to the caves. And then they will arrange people to take you. But you go there simply and purely to relax. Take a War and Peace or long book and just sit there and read. The hotel restaurant is just very casual, like open sides and the dining room, etc. It's really just a beautiful, nice place to do nothing. And they have daily flights from Noumea, and that's good. Now, Noumea is kind of a big city, but you can walk it. They have La Baie de Songe. There's a big, beautiful beach outside of the town. The town doesn't really have any beaches, but to say more of a port where cargo would come in. But you go, I guess you go west. You go down, like maybe south a bit, and then you go west to a magnificent beach. It's white sand beach, great snorkeling. You have to be careful. A lot of the little critters down there in the water, if you step on them, will kill you. And like there, one of the sea urchins, we have one that's black with spines like a porcupine. No, it's just like spines sticking up. If you step on it, you probably will die. So you have to keep looking where you're stepping. So it's going into the water in most places not that great, but because you could step on something that will get you. But it certainly is beautiful. And because my best friend at the time, he has since died, but he lived there and he knew where to go and what to do. So, and we drove all around the island all the time. It's not that big of an island, but you do have to overnight. somewhere over, preferably up here is where you overnight, at the top. There's a pretty big town, Karora, I think it's called. Something like that. And then the next day you come down this way and go back. You may have to stay a night over here somewhere. It depends on how much time you stop. But it's a tropical island, and the people are friendly and nice. And not a lot of shopping, but it's French stuff you can buy, like French perfume and French wine and French stuff, because it is France. It's like Guam and some of those countries, Puerto Rico. But I think, let me see if I said that. But it's really French. And I don't think, anyway, it's French. And be prepared for the expense and a lot of French food. They have wonderful French food. I don't remember the name, but it's been too many years. But my best friend's parents took us out to dinner one night. And they served this bird. We each had a bird that was packed in lard and buried like for 6 months. Then they dig it out and they serve it for you. And like $150 or something each for that bird. And it's supposed to be a real luxury. And I wanted to regurgitate on the spot. But you have to eat it to be polite. And I watched how they ate it and followed suit. And it's actually very good, to be honest with you. But how gross. But as I say, the French will eat everything other than the moo. And, but it was good, as long as you didn't know what it was. But yeah, I recommend going down there. What a lot of people do is they fly from Fiji to Noumea, the capital, and stay in Noumea. Downtown has a couple of local type museums and a lot of good French shopping. And you may rent a car, but I wouldn't rent a car. I'd get a driver in the car because you don't really know where you're going. But there's only one road, you can't get lost. But you want to be able to know what you're seeing as you're going around the island. And it's neat. I really recommend it.
So your friend from New Caledonia, did you meet him during your travels there? Or
yeah, I met my friend. No, I was on my way to Vanuatu. Vanuatu is another islands that are up here from it. This is between Fiji. Fiji's over here, and Sydney's down here, and Australia's like all this. And so it's between there. But north is Vanuatu. And I was going to fly from there to Vanuatu. And I went out to get on the flight, and they canceled the flight. So I had to wait the next day, and I got the last seat. And anyway, that afternoon, I thought I was in Noumea, and I stayed at a beach hotel. I won't say 5-star at any stretch, but they're very good 3.5 star hotels down there. And I thought, well, I'm about to go walk along the beach. So I was walking along the beach, and I got tired, and I just sat down on the edge of the sand, the opposite edge from the water. And I was just sitting there, watching the water, and I noticed out of the corner of my eye, because there weren't a lot of people down at the end of the beach, because I was walking along, and I noticed somebody walking, and I just happened to look, and I noticed he was staring at me. And I thought, that's weird. And so, but he kept walking. Then 10 minutes later, he comes back, and he walks right over to me and said, we are meant to meet each other. We are meant to meet each other. And I said, we are? He said, yes. Turns out he's one of the best friends I've ever had in my entire life. And he's very into the Melanesian practices. Some of the chiefs are great friends of his. He's learned a lot of their practices. I mean, one time, and I've been back 4 or 5 times, and one time he owned a house on Isle of Pines, Ile de Pin, that I showed you at the bottom of the island. His family owned it, but they gave it to him right on the ocean. It's a fantastic home. And walking distance to the hotel where you can eat and other little restaurants if you don't want to cook. Anyway, I had stepped on a rock in the water and cut my foot, and we couldn't stop it bleeding. And I said, oh. So he said, oh, don't worry about it. So we go home, and he says, lie down. I lay down on the patio. And you know what he did? He just put his hands about this far above my legs, started at my hip, no, at my foot, no, at my hip. And he went down on the leg that was cut, hands above it, and he just goes like this, slowly over past my foot, and he goes, and he does it again. He's never said anything. He did it 3 times, and it stopped bleeding. And I didn't get any infection or anything. And I said, how did you do that? And he said, oh, it's just things that the Melanesians do. So, but he was that way. He was very handy, just very type A person. And really a nice guy, French. He'd lived in Paris and he lived in Sydney. He's an Australian citizen because his mother was an Australian. His dad was French. And so he went back and forth. And but anyway, it's a fabulous little place to visit. I highly recommend you go.